So hello everyone! In this video, we're going to talk about evolution. Evolution is what makes life possible. It allows organisms to adapt to the environment as it changes. So, what do you understand about evolution? In biology, evolution is the change in the inherited traits of a population from generation to generation. Evolution can occur to all living things, including animals and plants. So we're going to talk about animal evolution. Animal evolution. So, how do animals evolve? Let me explain about species first.
A species is a community of animals that is capable of producing offspring with one another, with those offspring also being capable of reproducing in turn.
Species is also a group of closely related organisms that are very similar to each other and are usually capable of interbreeding and producing fertile offspring. To understand about species better, we need to take a closer look at the following points, which is uniqueness and natural selection. Uniqueness. Every creature that exists is unique, and this is essential for evolution. How is enormous range of DNA created? One key factor is the excess production of offspring. In nature, we can observe that creatures generally produce far more offspring than is necessary for the survival of their species, with many offspring dying and early death of the result. Often, there are even more offspring than the environment in which they are live is able to support.
Heredity means the passing on of DNA to offspring.
When two creatures fall in love and make love, they recombine their genes twice. Recombination is the random mixing of DNA of two creatures. So, here's the process of fertilization of sperm and egg cell.
These offspring have random mix of DNA, and therefore the offspring inherit the traits and characteristics of their parent.
Mutation. Mutation is random changes in DNA. Three factors of mutations are chemical substances, toxin, or maybe radiation. These changes are often negative and may result in illnesses, such as cancer. However, they also have positive effects, such as blue eye color in humans. And the next one is selection. Each individual is subjected to a process of natural selection. In 1859, Charles Darwin set out his theory of evolution by natural selection as an adaptation and speciation. He defined natural selection as the principle by each side variation of trait is useful is preserved. This is one factor in increasing diversity within a species. The more offspring that are produced, the more little differences occur. So, why is this important? It is important because evolution tells us where the variety of life comes from and why living creatures are so perfectly adapted. Evolution literally means change over time, and it is an ongoing process for all organisms. As species evolve, other organisms often need to evolve and kind of end up on the sad side of history. Humans have had such an impact on the global environment that we have forced other species to evolve in ways to ensure their survival. This phenomenon is called human-induced evolution. The list compiles 3 examples of animals that have had to alter their appearance, behavior, mating habits, and even their forms just to survive in a world dominated by Homo sapiens.
Elephants are the largest land animals still living on the planet, but their size is little defense against poachers hunting their ivory tusk. Even the law in place for over 100 years to protect elephants, their number have been diminished significantly in the wild. To combat this threat, elephants have begun to evolve without tusks. In 1969, only around 10.5% of all Zambian elephants were born with a mutation that prevented the growth of tusks.
Humans have had a significant effect on the environment, and it is forcing a lot of species to evolve or swim off into the ocean into the sky. The pink salmon is one such species that has had to change its behavior and DNA so that it migrates earlier in the year. Salmon have to swim upriver before it gets too hot, or they will die before they can spawn. Since the climate has become somewhat erratic, several generations of pink salmon have lost a specific genetic marker that caused migration later in the year. As the fish with the marker die out, the remaining population of fish swims upriver much sooner. This may actually help the species survive the ever-changing environment. Environmental changes have always been a means of jump-starting generation changes in species. but we are now seeing this in animals due to human activity impacting the environment.
A recent study of a tiny owl population has shown that plumage coloration is a highly heritable trait easily passed down to offspring. Due to changes in the climate, the owl have begun to turn brown. In the species, grey is the dominant feather color, but population have been turning brown as a result of the increasing temperatures of warmer climate. Darker colored birds in the past were found to have a higher mortality rate during particularly cold winters. But the winters getting shorter, and with warmer temperatures, the population of tiny owls are becoming browner in color. It's booming.